whilst Oshushewe in the Diaban.
Yes.
I wanna know,
did
Mama take Priscilla and AbusuaPanin to court? Because today I want us to clear this.
Odomu echo a year court for this reason. The year can want some because the letter that came said Okrampono. You remember if you see your name in the brochure no crown man, say I say you favor sir and him tiano mubu no and a trigger and say me the assembly court na court edit tell say me crampo me na me the only surviving spouse ewo a year Lumba me ne intem na just a court in declare say na just a bibia and turn it upside down near fact sir and turn it upside down.
Okay, so Mama at the court say court in declare as the legal wife of DL.
So only surviving legally married.
I include a friend said Priscilla. We should understand this. Priscilla countersue mom say mommy enya yire. That is how come Priscilla any AbusuaPanin to sack.
They came into the
court in sensemni muno. Ne mono mommy or de ninkrata ko say court insha ninkrata no.
Meba.
Na and verify says she is the only legal wife and the only surviving wife of what DL. Name no one fa Priscilla and AbusuaPanin anko courts. But the entire court letter na the command no lawyers no the command no and nothing a mammy a court.
Meba cho mami.
Intimation.
Meba nana me patrol mamenye correction wa. So
okay.
According to court in the Hanidie, it was Mami Akosua Sewa Fosu versus AbusuaPanin Kofiusu, Priscilla Fori, and the transition home for no. And Oduomo, they were the defendant in this particular issue. Why? Because transition for no put the man because omonana body no
body no
yes and na almost say chichina say one atabna ye friend say kuna no that is why and na she had to include her in the your friend say suit because these are the three people omo Mamene Fale court, now they were the defendant in that court suit. Now because if not, there wouldn't be any terms for the court to determine say also you declare wife. Now there will be no prayer now. So she had to state my court no one would say Obini me pray so say honestly no. On them, and this is the person in the person of Atabna, confused, and then confused as the family head. Patrol, so I say,
okay.
Until we share court in Sudia and Sana etie and Wahano. And I say,
okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And so PNDC law no HM Ewaha Hunu Pefe PNDC law no HM Waha Hunu. PNDC law 112 from 111 no achechi muaba to 112 and oshe hanoa ochemosi although PNDC law 112 focuses on customary marriage, it has major implications for ordinance marriage because Ghanaian law prohibits a person from being married onto both systems at the same time. The assembly. The PNDC law 112 going downwards, no. It focuses on customary marriage. It has major implications for ordinance marriage because Ghanaian law prohibits a person from being married onto both systems at the same time. Legal incompatibility. Hey, bro, no. So customary marriage is potentially polygamous. The assembly. Meaning say nana ya one ati.
What's your name?
Now, legal incompatibility. Customary marriage is potentially polygamous. They are not person actually. In terms of customary.
If you are now.
Okay. 2. Ordinance marriage is strictly monogamous.
Se oye abaimu awaria. Untimi enwari obi biara enka ho.
Thank you.
Oyire na owomo enkwamo so okun o so wuku no semotin ho ane semotin ho agese baako ejai.
3. Therefore, the two systems. Now, under the section 7.4 clause 1b of the Act, an ordinance marriage is void if either party is already married under customary. This means if you have a valid customary marriage, you cannot marry someone else. You cannot marry someone else under ordinance unless the customary marriage is properly dissolved. Attempting okay, Pacho, come on.
Pacho say wa warrior ewo abaimu enkrate mu a untimi enkoye aware foforo bia ewo ne chi age say sa enkrate mu warrior no wako twitwam that is it brofo na waka no.
Attempting as married while still in a customary marriage may amount to bigamy under Ghana's criminal and offenses.
Enti no se waye enkrate mu aware na obo ohumusuo nyame ana abonsam kan na obo ohumusuo ekoware oba foforo
eno kan se ohwe nyame anim na ohwe bonsam atiko a
ohwe nyame anim na ohwe bonsam atiko na okọ ware ebiem ka ho abra waye enkrate mu aware a wakosi bibia e friend bigamy. Inti no ye betimi wakoto aban kukum
criminal
act. Inti betimi wakoto aban kukum. Yeah.
Enti ye kan say atabna ene maami Akosua sewa. Why ne di kan ware no kane? Yeah.
But actually, I maami Akosua sewa, I Mrs. Akosua sewa fosu ene di kan ware no kane. Thank you.
And sisia emrana ya kika hano me ti ase pato menye mranim ni. This is a layman's opinion as how I meti PNDC law said moti say yanom tab nan kofo di dwa atemwe eno wani bu ha emi ya say ya mon remuntem because I was like intina enkofo so ntimi nkyerechire mu ana na nkyerechire mu na enko mani pani bi so ntiase fe omutimi generate a whole lot but enkyira enka nyame say now understanding bebre ba ama nkyerechire mu nipa bebre aba be kyerechire mu and afe ye hunu say yes I think there was not. I agree with Akos because Satan na ejabo no ebufuo ene yintina just obi a fire what you say obi a he baby e say ye kone ko he odi baby the fire eja no nkwa na nkofo eto me ba chow PNDC law wuti say omo kika bebre no as simple as ABCD. Although PNDC law 112 focuses on customary marriage, it has major implications for ordinance marriage because Ghanaian law prohibits a person from being married onto both systems at the same time. Enti amami hunu say odo broni atabna was never married, quote and unquote, based on Sadie Busam said because Emrane say se opese ukọ wari obi fufuro wabra maami Akosua sewa yeye ne ho ade customary enu na a holdi tie customary na a holdi na oba bi anka ho. And then later on ordinance married. It's not automatically no you are just legalizing our customary the answer valid patuti. But onu yedi kan ware no. And sana enu no overriding and with ordinance the na who say maami Akosua say wani Lumba since I abrofo Germany council local council bia no omo yes civil marriage yes inside home krata. And was sadly no copy so it's not just a free hall corner legally no we legalizing bibia enti a supersede a override a ye fie die no a omo ye ya masisia no eno it sits on top of everything in krata we legalizing our die no you see an krata ba be dimu. Awakening, thank you for the gift. Ohima Esther Ane Obiaba, thank you so much for the gift. Me pacho tie. Enti sisi ano. Me say ayanden. Eno aba bedimu. Eno aba bedimu. Now, customary marriage is potentially polygamous. Just if you are wadi no, otimi ye no dudu bia wope monogamous. Therefore, the two systems cannot coexist for the same person. Enti se kobo to call kojina court na odi adansie see awade atabna customary na otemuafo nim no kure say this law ewo ho say maami Akosua ne di kan ware no ewo bom so. They proceeded to ordinance with Germany. The law says, therefore, one person cannot operate these two systems at the same time, but rather, override the other one. You have to go back and undo. As I said, ujai maami Akosua sewa customary bako because when I'm di. Secondly, ordinance no so as a filing divorce near certificate and sana waiting ya ware atabna. The law is so clear and as simple as 1, 2, 3 and now A, B, C, D, because Akano has said the Ghanaian law the two systems cannot coexist for the same person. Into Lumba, he couldn't have married Atabna. So we're in the crumpa according to the Yashimi. Our null and void. Sa awariano atofom because one go back to undo customary no any ordinance na oni maami Akosua wono. Ti asem. So, in our part, we know. Mimi hunu ni she. Otemuafo no nimnu kura na ewom because oji tie the reason why yes aba appeal. And he said, only God knows and reasons best known to major players are no more side ye wim. Idiot. We can only talk about in seminar a Google hono. Yenim dia course kukuamni whatever. But what I can say ni say otemuafo no anhye no kure wasem nim because the moment ananka obe recognize maami Akosua se wawade no which from the onset emrana protect maami no ordinary marriage certificate aba according to Judge Doreen Nanaemu no ochiremu a it was in German language but it was being translated. But one finds say a Ghana Institute of just a baby and crack any free banner. There are no your friend say qualms or whatever against such documents. You know, she knew Say documents here correct. But based on some kind of technicalities be so hano signature ni ha patoti asem ni. The reason why maame no so what she yes Sh0ck no ma bi kokọ recordu baabi ene no ma bi kokọ so oh sisi ade we anya baako so what be sad here. Nyenye, there is fire on the mountain. No, dear, there is fire on the mountain because the same PNDC lo ana yanom sata omudi hunehuna tim liga afoi ena making eja omo no fa so omo tuomu a de bia afo ena omudi hunehuna na yenko me se me kai those days adofo ni bi ho now no omo ka now I'll say what kind of verdict, you know? Just all their hope was in judge, you know, to more for the verdict. Because and I cannot say the Akosua they were busy fighting. It's not any panya ready say ye come kwakoshe. Na verdict ni kwa die ni wom. Na die na sa PNDC law neka efa customary any ordinance. Me patro nyumre wo ha so simple. It's so simple. And it say Lumba or the say improfessor or the atab na kudina KME. And on anything sign ye. So ware no mpo no hu say ya ware no a. Me patro tie. Emrani say a null and void and casual. It is a year at time now one dear. Oh, fear according to Kobota. Emerani say, and can show me patron me say me nyemre nimni, but based on the marking cane say oje tu mu pe and kasemasi as at that time. So as I said, judge you know pe kwa bi so. To me, one fan no kura anya adwuma. But often say, oh, okay, I say, pedam inframem. Internet, as I say, odi turu mikabia a bin sida. She knew said there was going to be an appeal. Me na me catch her. Because she knows say no kurenini, but she chose. She made the truth an option. Me opinion. That is how I see otemua for no. Ah, obudi sa se mi boy ma me no. Ma me Dorinda. She made the truth an option. Say, oh dear, no cranny near pa minim. But oh dear, mammy, any say. But said them can't see us and painful say, the idea one to know the any accommodation no. She knew say appeal, beba. And from the onset, Nanko 4, mu kayan on to me. And you say, I where the Lord the harvest. Where the ordinary accommodation no. Or Dani bebuono, abebuono or Danino, in my opinion. Thank you, Suwa. Miss Suwa, El Hanum, Venice Antobre, Suavia. Or Danino. Because a judge of her caliber cannot tell me, say, Onim the Emrane Chre. Say, even po Lumba, a year, atabna one dear, customary. Emrane Chre say, why you mammy Akosua say what customary? No, I say ordinance, our override this our customary. No, they cannot coexist. That is the law. And that honor. But what is written on black on white here? Sabi, I bet you know. You be who know akai. An honest married. And I say, your friend said, is void, null and void. If either party is already married and are customary. So, whichever way, no. Say, oh, yeah, customary. Now, what you mean legalize it? Customary now. And no, I don't know. Say, Lumba, yeah, customary. Say, no, on why my Akosua say, what? And no, yeah, so called customary. No, oh, to me legalize it, yeah. Or the man here, I can run on my Akosua say only case be a Koni case. Sana mrani chire. But or say, if you have a valid, meaning if it is still ongoing, British in ongoing, still valid. If the marriage is still live, customary marriage, live. Would the enfa PNDC law 112 no? And say still our if whether it's customary, now it is still live. Na munyai engu. You have a valid customary marriage. You cannot marry someone else. Your friend is saying under ordinance. Etika oya no wade no and o legalize here and no onye ma Akosua say wa wade and legalize here no so ho a enka tabna wa fam ko sana mrani kan. But while say there is a live marriage, customary marriage, ordinance marriage still active. Or see, if you have a valid customary marriage, you cannot marry someone else under ordinance unless the customary marriage is properly dissolved. Intine SSM Akosua say why oni Lumba wono. Ewo amamre kwan so no, SSM ka Lumba take steps to dissolve saade ni nyina. Unless anyone can, it's plain, it's simple way. In Nimfo school, but among the section our PNDC law, section 74, clause 1B of the Marriage Act, and therefore it should be properly dissolved. You have to unlink. Then you are a free person. But Lumba ain't me unlink Sawadiano. Because no say mahame no any ne boafo ne ho kani a one na hyase e wa obra kwantuo we mu no na nya dia he was ready to dissolve our no. That is why enunti omobeka kire ye say that the Lumba abrade nyankopo eni atabna abusua asebu. Because according to Kobot I say Lumba emma option like ono dictate di ma atabna papa ne maame no say there are specific people ono say choose nipa do no more than 2 say no more than aware be ni aware aye ware na ye di wo shem pass aware aye ware a legend, a musical icon to say Lumba aware na yes as small say kone kosum e watantra hill fie e buta for aware be no. Bola with this mommy power tap in mammy and query. Into yesram and I yesram. And mamma mo bia me dadamu. So moon and nimumra. Send and answer your tea say koshini. Ebi nam say atabna ko hu German embassy. And an if I dem of when you are not to an insem ever told Janina yakshan insem ebiasi hamano. Ubienya no huntiasi. Said now when he picture no be yeko. Duty say yes in kofobi a chopper serious as here because they knew. But sometimes no say your pentama here body no inti otemuafo no made the truth an option. Me pa na mefa because the moment obedi ma Akosua say why they are too taking. That was the end. And it looks as if that they were not prepared to do that. They say Atabna. But I feel sad for Atabna in a way. Say, minimum piano dear, you took champagne to go so. But you see, now you've come in terms with reality. Now, Yensha, me the master baby and I was waiting me a bumbi. Hey, Nanaima Sewa, a 3-year bracket. You are welcome. Me pacho mama fa we so entwam ema wo someone who say mama Akosua say wa me pacho sometimes I feel a bit kakra who say nikunu like what she went through abrabom ne yini said all these things came about e be man aye bibio ho emotional feelings is part, it play part over the daily life when you but the woman together with her lawyers did not come to place how and somewhere in December our idea no sorry a year no Akosua so Oko file for letters of administration. What does that mean? Letters of administration means, and that simply means, say, if a person existed on this earth, to say that Lumba Tnasi, not one yenny will, no call it creature. Thank you so much, Awakening, for the heart, sorry. And it will be also the gift, but thank you, Nana, Akosua Sewa, bracket 2. That's it. Thank you for the gift. Pacho, wait my part up and I repost to Eddie Amai. Me pacho tiasem no. Mami Akosua Sewa, together with her lawyers, no, did not come to play. Thank you, Awakening. Just to play keke. And to inkofoye hey no. Boldly, she stepped forward and no apply. Now watch this. What do you need for letters of administration? You need a death certificate. So what is it? Kofone kan. Mami ni kada ni nyina. And no the marriage, you need a marriage certificate as well. Acho me ba, nhwe ayini so e wa hanom. Nhwe ayini so e wa hanom. Applicant akwa apply for letters of administration. You need to prove your relationship with the deceased. Tiasem no. Enti muka se maame no oni anka sa o how ni emre say you in koko heading. Koko heading. You need a marriage certificate, death certificate, any de kika ho to the point of say you need a inventory of assets. And this is where nipa no bebre nso nim. Mami we asem no. Nka ne kwa no konso ntem a nka no anu no nka ya ba ya bio. Mami no had an inventory. Do you say let there be a say no the be jai ne fa hen kosi no. No a list it that time no 2018. In my now no the be japade no mu say ye bi kan. Ansa ne be Lumba e koni krechi. Na maame na list because she knows only me japadia one Lumba aye abom enti busa ho say if indeed atabna sa lawyer fufuo no mu ni omo keka hu ya oja mu die mu amanu oka so mo busa ne say o marriage certificate way ni busa o identity they are so fixed on baby on because the tiom communicators no more kan sem ni na tiom. Everywhere they stand, they try to say, Yawano, yini, yamusi bibia. You need
court to say, Pacho Fed.
Thank you.
Court to say.
Court to say, court to say, they be no more come. Now, Mamino had an inventory of assets, no. And to only Kasia would draw beer, Nina Lumba, then. On any acquirable moon, so let's stay. You need that to file for letters of administration. Now, according to a court procedure, because now me say if a PNDC law 111 no the same making categorically and specifically say there should be a time frame one. But boom say just few months, couple of weeks ago, and he see Calvin apply pleading the court say court and into meanwhile according to their procedure. And guess by now no issue mama already. However, after 21 days no, if there are no objections, Obia mama trinity say or problem with my minister or no heading letters of administration or apply. And man say the court must proceed. Na ye issue grant no na letter of administration dey edi mama no odiko na okoche japade. So the applicant files for letters of administration. The court will review documents, which includes marriage cert, death certificate, inventories, and what have you. 3, review after 21 days, like they publish for 21 days, and after that, obiya ma na fi proceed. But if there are objections, and now you can't say caveat, said you say omudi caveat, then horse system like process. Then the court will give a date or time for hearing. But Ushumanka 21 days in Trem. But Ghana and Amiki, as we said, normal. It busa say, it didn't tabna enya that courage. Say pampine. I could file for letters of administration. But later, Ote say yes, Wakobi say yes, Nema. Any grounds she cannot, because only marriage certificate be a excess only Lumba. It will be here. Tiasem no. Tinam catch yourself. PNS law 111 to 112 na HS is does not matter. It does not matter whether you coexisted with the person. And the additional woman say, oh, Baba, be we one na your friend is saying, or Kwawadi, and I say, Unu be enam. Nasa say, bem na one yet smart, 1 2 banu for 1 year say, hey, no, but I and I say, on what they were. Then you offer 1 drink entem. Because one fear, a bequah be drew somebody. They said, the NAD and you na unsa ebisi form. But it has me. Unsa ebisi form. Now, a stage drew stage 5. I chim say now objections are bem. Objections now bem no caveat obia ako file it to the point say Denise I no kra no me fan say o Lumba badie. But ye hwemanka onye linked up with like Mami Akosua say one money. But on so right into Calvin ko and on so ko. And ye say odobru ni de ko. Courtesy of Nema and Father.
Baba Gushi, can I ask you a question?
Busam.
So according to the Okayano, 21 days no. I think it's within the 21 days now, the caveat got also. And then I
unit chess a
no, I order broni dear no.
Mami Akosua say wa filed letters of administration last year December.
Yeah.
And now they say I don't know when I started to be corrected. But I don't know if they went before the 21 days. Yeah, but your son and saying who carve you more letters and they did that boy.
I think, sir, they went and sent 21 days in HM.
All right.
But Omokoya no one fat the reason.
Okay. And that is why almost okay.
Yeah, one funny reason.
That's what I'm saying. Sir.
And one funny reason now, that was why I omuchu on the DNA out because all the reason, Beba, the entire person stop it. At the end, no.
Yes.
And one funny reason now, I'm back 21 days natural. They have to grant Mrs. Akosia that's early, no, because 21 days now a bedroom or only the diaba it doesn't give the chance for other children to come in. Pacho, me they make an say Emma, Ghana na you maybe say, oh, enya but it doesn't. So move follow Emrana. It doesn't give the other child. Ebana okoyi ni hu free no. Nipa miensa na aka no. They should have given them. They should have granted them the LA. I don't know why. Ghana ye bibia to say. Oh gosh, I don't want to go there.
Bureaucracy.
Continue.
Yeah, bureaucracy. No, that's what it didn't want to. Bureaucracy kuntai. So the tree of mine a sign a chi. What did them say? Bureaucracy kuntai. Tree of mine a sign a chi. It's able to for assembly tinting and in TT and say, Atabina could not step forward. Say, oye jire ya wano enti o sa hoden no se o de kwako file for early a witness me man nko kase ye mami chocolate too. You prove that with documents. But what you asem you will prove that with documents. And for me person be here bebre na maso asi. I think say the message ni is simple and clear. Simple and clear say Tabna in fact she's in deep waters. Said the normal no ekika kono die. She's in deep waters. Until uti say akwa bi nam na German for agi that and sini who ekohwini pa onim ne kwa we nyina but we decide say onka onim ne kwa ni nyina but we decide say onka nti na che say de ewo ho eno no ye me de maka jo say me lawyer ni ba layman's view any my opinion ye be kan ha no matiase eno no ti bia na unim semia fine enough eno so ewo ho obetimi ede odi so aba on board nti nyame sham na onka mo Akosua bacho o bibi ka baby edu no a
my main start me there na me we yeah back classroom back me pacho papa guchi sa fato so
okay
PNDC law
okay
and yeah back classroom mo me bie ya adwene me bibie mu ni nhwa ade wa ha say Baba Jama law firm no Mama ye behu say mo de letter by out say Mrs. Akosua say wa fosu edi deal na omejai which she couldn't prove the divorce certificate.
Exactly.
Mama ye tia say Mrs. Akosua say wa fosu edi letter by say opeso ojai deal in 2018. Na me pese me busa say na Priscilla nim say na one Mrs. Akosua say wa fosu na one a friend say deal omo ware na no omo ware won kratemu ana so omo ware won kratemu dia lawyers amoye Baba Jama law firm I will urge say mo be kwa read the PNDC law no na mo nti ase pa eye
omo nim pa
because sana omo ware e won kratemu dia na Priscilla ene Lumba de omo ye in 2010 no they've committed bigamy. They've committed bigamy. Now because of say Mrs. Akosua say wa fosu obabia on pekasa no ye dininti tembia I always say people take her leniency to be her weakness and that should not be that because se wo lawyer me public na who say oba ne cho letter bread okuru ne say oni ni jai na awarija na am proceed now said me court as I could prove you with I wouldn't say fake documents but I would say with some pictures yet me won't say ni panity any de ababesi obi ni pedua so dia then lawyer what committee a big offense lawyer utimi ma ye hu say obi say nothing like that say lawyer utimi ma ye hu say na Lumba ye nkrata bi wo ho na nkrata no ema the other side be ka say nkrata ne ba out ni ye hu ye ode be ma Mrs. Akosua say wa fosu kra na ye bewu senka omo nware ya ka Mrs. Akosua say wa fosu anasa nka omo jaya she has no right to even go near the court nanso so no enam say maame no she's truthful to herself. She was truthful to her marriage, no matter what the man did. Or that's what na warrior home. Or that's what it's na warrior home. And to Priscilla, you are committing yourself together with lawyers, no? Because lawyers now one who say you committed something called bigamy with deal. Or mom who and me say o man kwanko because o man who say na TikTok has na no mo say nti has no mo get your findings no mo we o makwa make your conclusion and not justification e wo courtroom. That was what they were doing. They should sit up and read about Ghanaian law.
Especially
the PNDC law. No one kind. Now, Priscilla, I want to tell you something. In fact, you was 6. And court in Kokase because some are 16, Mumpini Emma Minka Elihu. Kai say you once sent a caveat to the courtroom, said they should stop giving Mrs. Akosua Sewafosu the LA. So you have no right to say you want to be a co-administrator because my committee be a friend of bigamy. Then me and you be worried. Na meka say nipa no any na area aware in 2018. So go and read the law, Madam say.
Yeah, na wasi papa say ode and so abeka I'm say Akosua aye enko.
Every Mr.
Edu say yes kasa.
Yeah. Michia wetin for.
Bia just.
Okay, based on the law na we read actually. Now that me question is time if it is here no na yes sister Priscilla say onim say papa no da so worry na yire because papa no akache busuafo no say oni ni yire chai sabi guchi wodun penny fie so wo ye bema wo ko ware wo yire no mo she mo mienu mo she dem nkwa man ko ye wo ye ndem busuafo man ko ye wachi investigation no say wo ye free na say obi ka wa she wo inti se sa na tie dia bibi sa me ho se tama Lumba ojitu mo se waji aware no busuani ben ono Priscilla ne side why na ekodege Lumba chi ekonya information se ampa ne yire se wan na ewo Germany no oni na jai penny ben na mo ne ma
that boat here no na ye yo Akosua
and that boat wa ma lady no ehwa akire
no
according to court na some no kai was in the year the koyeji.
Okay, good. Secondly, we say a wareo 2009
2010
2010 okay wo kuna woni ni tifi how on earth because who be say question be I am the pa some ya messes magija to makonwa mu ametimi kunu fi how dare my husband so ba for ba obeka che se menko na menko siesie be bi manenda
ai
mo pa no kwa ma e wo app so ho na be tolerate bullshit we it is a wono be ma waware wo legend yere papa bi a ode wo jinchia ehimu se handkerchief
ko
na say was to do low to that level abra wankasa wo ba ware no wo be hu se na yere ba ko ne de so ode ne bon nwumu eni ode ne bon nwumu ode ne bon nwumu no na that means odo pen and or the worry. Is it because of the way your baby machine? That is a big question only we busuya for and can some be said them and now worry. Thirdly, mo worry 2010 2018 Obani show up said ne mami ewu a wo kunu esa yi ne ho yi ne chest so akọ represent as your friend is saying and so akọ yensi